conference opportunity call, and I want to welcome everybody from around the world who's absolutely participating here. My name is Holton Buggs. I am the CEO and president and founder of Countdown for Freedom. And you're here live right now, and we're about to actually get started. So if you've got a moment right now to send out a message, maybe a text message, maybe you poke them a little bit, whatever you need to do to go ahead and call or let your friends or whoever it is know that we've got a live conference call that's actually taking place here. And so guys, I'm excited to actually be your conference call presenter today. I can tell you right now, for all of our guests who are on the line, we put together, I consider it to be an all-star cast of presenters and trainers that's actually going to be leading the way here. Earlier today, we had Mark Cathcart, someone I've known for so many years, actually since about 2001, 2002, who actually did one of our calls earlier today and absolutely amazed people from all around the world who were actually getting started. And obviously yesterday, we had the privilege and honor of having T. Gray do both calls yesterday. And it was absolutely phenomenal. People from all around the world, again, just fired up and excited. You guys are going to be introducing some more people throughout this weekend. You'll be able to see President and CEO of Extreme Travel, Mr. David Manning himself, who full of energy, absolutely incredible. You'll see Peter Hirsch as well, who will be participating on these calls. And we have some other people that we're going to be introducing on these calls as well. But without taking much more time whatsoever, I want to go ahead and actually get started and share with you a little bit of why Countdown for Freedom actually has even gotten started. What's the purpose behind Countdown for Freedom? For those of you who don't know me, I'm a 28-year, I guess you would call it veteran in the industry of network marketing. But every day now, I feel like I'm just getting started. But it's been 28 years that I've been involved in this amazing industry that all of us call network marketing. And in those 28 years, you start to collect stories and you have some experiences. And my experiences today are a little bit different than what they were when I actually first got started. I never forget getting started. I was a freshman in college and got introduced to this a meeting. And I went to a meeting in my professional business attire, which meant my jogging suit, sweatpants, sweatshirt. And that was how I went to a professional business meeting. And I went there, and there were nearly 300 professional people in that audience or in that room. And I was like, wow, this is incredible. I'd never seen so many people looking so professional. And they did a presentation that lasted about 3 hours long. And at the end, I wish it had actually gone another hour, another 2 hours, because the information that I heard, I'd never heard anything like that. And I was not one that you needed to follow up with. I was not one who had questions. I was the person who says, hey, listen, I've never seen anything like this. This is new math to me. Go ahead and get me started. That started my career. And here's what happened. 7 years later, I had actually built the business and attracted about 49 total people to my organization. I averaged about 7 people per year that would actually join my team on the average. I had never earned more than $500 in any month. And back in those days, we actually had to pay people out their commissions out of ours. And so my gross income was $500. When you think about it, that's pretty gross, isn't it? But I netted about 200 to 250, 3 separate months within a 7-year period of time. Here's a person who actually read almost every book that they had actually recommended. I listened to every tape and I devoured them. As a matter of fact, I would actually have an audio cassette tape that I'd had a pillow speaker right next to me. And with that pillow speaker that I had, I would actually listen to all of the top earners and listen to how to really make this business work. And after 7 years of all of the agony of not making it work, but the enjoyment of personal development, never made any money. But I knew that I had actually become a better person through that because of all the personal development. And so why is Countdown for Freedom here? Because of those of you who are out there who are just like me. Some of you right now have been out there in this industry of network marketing, and you've gone to all of the events and you've watched people go across the stage, and you look at them and you wonder, what's unique about them that I don't have? And I never forget, I would look at guys and I say, okay, well, maybe I should be a little taller, or maybe I should dress like that, or maybe I should wear suspenders, or I'm not, black enough, or I'm not white enough, or I'm not, Latino enough, or I'm not, short enough or tall enough, Every excuse that I can come up with for why somebody else is winning, I came up with it. And what I realized after 28 years is that all network marketing companies aren't created equal. All opportunities aren't created equal. And for so long, what we found is that there's been products and different companies and different owners and different systems. And still to this day, there's not one company who's eclipsed the 10 or $11 billion per year mark. And after 28 years, I started to ask myself that question. See, coming from a guy who had never made any money, it took a lot of audacity to ask myself, who am I to challenge what these large giants have actually created? But also, I'll never forget 10 years ago when I actually stepped foot into a company that I became the top distributor in. I never forget. It was 6 months into the business and I was a six-figure monthly earner after 6 months, and everything that I was doing was going absolutely right. Every goal that I had set, I had actually achieved it, and my team was making money, and I'm looking in the mirror, I never forget it, and I'm thinking something must be wrong. Why? Because I wasn't used to winning at every goal that I had set. Something must be wrong, and I'm about to self-sabotage at this moment until I looked in the mirror, and I never forget it. I can remember it like it was yesterday. I looked in the mirror at myself and I said, this is everything you've ever asked for. It's your time. And at that moment, ladies and gentlemen, was when I was able to embrace it. Why? Because for so long, I never thought that I was good enough. I never thought that I had the pedigree. I don't have a college degree. I've got a lot of college education. I went for 5 years and then some change, if you know what I'm talking about. And I realized that I was not going to be what I needed to be in college. And so I'm first person in my family to go to college, but also the first person in my family to drop out. And so I didn't have that pedigree. I didn't have everything that the prototypical success person would have because I was listening to what they said. And when I started to listen internally, ladies and gentlemen, that's when HB was born. That was when my wings had actually been able to spread. And that was when I actually created a very simple system of selling a product that actually the masses could take advantage of. We went out there and created 3 million distributors, almost $3 billion in sales with the product that people told me would never, ever, ever work in the marketplace. And that was my introduction to simplicity. And here's what I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen. Throughout that model, I start challenging the status quo as well. And I start looking for how in the world can I take this concept and make it the world's largest company. And in my gut, I knew for a fact it was possible. I had a goal to set the fastest company to $10 billion, and I knew I could do it in 15 years. I had laid out a strategy and laid out a plan, and I'd actually sat right next to the guy who had a $10 billion company, and I listened to him talk for about 2 to 3 hours, and I realized this guy is not too much sharper than I am. And what happened was this. Here I have a $10 billion dream and a $10 billion plan, but I was associated and working with some good people, but the capacity that they had was about 500 million. And that's why we never surpassed that mark. And I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, see, money doesn't make you happy, because I was making more money at that time than anybody in the history of network marketing. And I can challenge that, but it wasn't making me happy. Why? Because I wasn't being fulfilled. I didn't have enough people winning. And so what I did is I decided to take the matters in my own hands after so much encouragement from so many different people who've asked me, HB, why don't you start your own company? And I was always like, no, I'll never do that. I already make more than the owners. Why would I start my company? I've got freedom. And then I thought about it. How many people out there are just like HB, who've been hoping, praying that something comes around that's very simple, that they can actually be a part of? Number one, that's real. Number two, that's profitable. Number three, that is intentional, and it's going to be founded on the principles of integrity, founded on true principles that govern how wealth and success is actually built. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not here as the owner. I don't own this company. You own the company. The way I look at it is I'm nothing more than the person who's been chosen as a steward that will actually oversee its operations, oversee every aspect of what it is. Why? Because I don't want to own it. I don't need to own it. We need more people to actually own it. We need every person who's sitting out there to feel like they are an absolute owner. and what it is that we're doing. Well, now that I've kind of given you the story, I want to go ahead and now start talking about what it is that you're going to own, what it is that you can be a part of. And I really want to get right down to it because I've got some really exciting stuff that I want to start to share with you. Okay. Let me see if I can get this in full mode here. There we go. Countdown for freedom. I want to talk to you about some evolution. Why? Because I thought that it was time for network marketing to evolve. I knew that it was time for something different to actually start, to actually come around in this industry. And I have been looking and wondering, why is it that every company comes out with the exact same process, the exact same thing, packaged a little bit different, maybe promoting a different compensation plan. And I watch a leader run over here and they run over there and they run over here and they run over there. And we talk about freedom, but most of us have been on this perpetual hamster wheel and we're pedaling real hard, but we're going nowhere. And I looked around and I saw how many people do I personally know after being here for 28 years who can say that they've got a residual income that their grandfather or their dad or their mother left them as an inheritance. And after 28 years, the only people I can find is Dexter Yeager's kids and maybe a few other people. Just think about it. Can you count right now 5 people that you know are descendants of multi-million-dollar residual incomes that consistently still come in today from somebody's parents that left it to them? And yet I've been one of those people on stage, big hypocrite, saying freedom, lifetime residual income, willable and transferable. And I realized nobody had it. And so instead of asking another owner to understand why it should be important, here's what I did here once before. If you want to know what the future is going to be like, go out there and create it. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to buckle your seats and I want to welcome you to Countdown for Freedom. And I want to welcome you to an evolving market. I want to share with you the vision. One of the things that I have a vision for is creating a world-class, first-class consumer experience. Today, you're not going to hear about all of these amazing compensation plans and the 15 to 25 different ways to get paid. Why? It doesn't matter if you get paid 40 ways if you can't get the money. I'm going to show you today a very simple way, something that we've done and something that we've put together for the entire industry. A perpetual residual income builder is the very first in the history of network marketing. The very, very first one. I'll share with you how that's actually going to work for you. Here's the old model. The old model in network marketing is that you go out and find a product somewhere deep in some rainforest, in some, Amazon forest that nobody's ever been before. And you say you take this product and it makes your hair, grow 12 inches long or whatever it is in 3 days. And I'm not putting down any of those products. I can tell you I've sold some and it's some great products out there. But here's what I do know is that customers legitimately can actually go to the store right down the street and buy that same product with the same ingredients for probably about half the price. Why? Because the majority of companies have to mark up the product anywhere from 7 to 10, sometimes 12 times in order to justify paying commissions to its distributors. And that's correct. It's the right thing to do, but it doesn't work long term. Only the strong recruiters actually win. What I've realized is this. I've realized that the average distributor only recruits 2 customers. The average customer stays on the product for 79 days, and they spend about $35 a month on the average, meaning $105 per month is what we're going to receive from retail customers. $105 per year is what we get from retail customers. And we have to replace them 4 times every single year. Why? Because of the onboarding process. Number 1, it costs money. Number 2, they have to have their credit card there, and it's billed every single month. And when it's billed every single month, and that product is not something that they normally use, it's not been something that they've already been doing, we have to create new behavior modification patterns for them to use the product 79 days and then they're done. How do I know? 28 years, ladies and gentlemen, over 3 million distributors, tens of millions of customers over the years. And I can tell you right now, it's not a criticism. I still get paid off of those, my organization. But out of 3 million distributors right now, I have less than 100,000 of those distributors that are active. Why is that? There's something wrong with this industry. New model. What if there was a way, what if you can say this, that the only time I earn money is when my customer is forced to pay less than what they'll find the product out there in the retail market. That means that they can't go anywhere and pay less than with me. See, that is what I call a win-win philosophy. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to share with you, and when you see how the money works, is going to be from customers only. This is what I call the world's largest consumer-driven income. Those of you who are horrible recruiters like I used to be, welcome, you're in the right place. Those of you who are great at recruiting, welcome, you're in the right place. Which means that what we've done is we have found and solved that challenge and that gap in the market that everybody's been waiting for. We've actually found it. How will this vision, okay, come to the world? It all starts with, number one, the industry in which we're going to do it, and that is the travel industry. Now, before you do like I did and say, well, man, travel, it's not an industry that I really want to get involved in. Why? I'll tell you what my story was. When my friend Peter brought this product to me, and immediately I say, hey, Peter, listen, I respect you, and we're pretty cool buddies and stuff, but travel is just not that industry. I've been a part of 2 travel companies and network marketing. And as a matter of fact, I was one of the leading voices to eliminate or move travel from the forefront of our product base. Why? Because I didn't even go to my own travel website during that time, and I sure didn't send customers to it. Why? Because I didn't have the concept. I didn't think it was profitable at all to send somebody, they spend $5,000 on a vacation, and here I get a $27 check, and none of it goes through the upline. I wasn't excited about that. And so here's what I want you to do. I want you to pay close attention, because I can tell you the next 30 minutes that I'm going to invest right now could be the most important 30 minutes that you've ever invested into an opportunity. Take a look at the industry alone. And here's what I want you to do. I want you to put on your business hat for a second, and then I want you to put on your consumer hat for a second as well. I do not want you to put on your employee hat. If you look at this and think like an employee, you're going to miss the entire opportunity. Travel. $8 trillion industry, $6 billion a day of that's going on in Asia right now, 4.8 billion in Europe, almost 3 billion in the United States. You look at Latin America, almost $1 billion per day. In Africa, about $500 million in the industry of travel. Here's what I want to do. I'll give you a simple education right now. You know, all of those websites that you've seen before, the Travelocities, the Expedias, the Booking.com, all of those companies, and you say, wow, they're pretty cool. They're the same company. There's only 2 companies that own all of them, Expedia and Booking Holdings. When you look at them, they're nothing more than marketing companies. They're not travel companies. I don't even believe that there's a travel company. Why? Because nobody invents or manufactures travel. People are going to do travel anyway. Basically, the people who are in the travel business, what they do is they connect travelers with a website. And when that connection comes and takes place, there is a commission that's generated. Here's what I'm going to show you how to do. Not only participate in the commission, what if I can show you how to take the savings and actually convert that into a commission? It's never been done in the history of network marketing until Countdown for Freedom. Now, by the way, Countdown for Freedom is not the name of the company. You say, well, what's the name of the company? You guys are not organized. You don't have it together yet? Of course we have the name of the company. You'll see at the end of the day, we're going to have a big VIP event, March the 8th. I'll talk to you about it, is when we're going to do our brand and logo reveal. Well, why aren't you releasing the name now, Holton? Here's the reason why. Because we understand that this is a global-based business. What we're doing right now is getting the global trademarks all registered. Why? Typically in network marketing, when you start in one country and the company starts to grow, other people in other countries will go and register your trademarks, and then they'll hold you hostage. When you want to go into those countries, you know what they'll do? They'll actually say, hey, listen, I'll give you your name for 100 grand. Not here. We understand how big this is going to be. We understand that we are changing and revolutionizing the industry. And we have put together the brightest and the smartest minds to put together this entire concept. This is not just me, myself. We've got an incredible powerhouse team. What we've done is we've actually partnered with Extreme Travel, 18-year-old travel agency, that we're able to now pass some savings on to you. Let's talk about how we're able to do it. We've actually created one of the world's most incredible wholesale booking, travel booking platforms. Why? Because we recognize that there's 3 ways to buy travel. Number 1, retail. Number 2, discounted travel. And number 3, behind the curtain travel. the behind the curtain prices, less than 0.1% of the people on the globe even knows about it, including myself. I had never known about this concept until, I can tell you, it was November the 3rd when I first understood this concept. And I never forget, November the 3rd, it was around 10 o'clock p.m. that I actually logged onto the site. And for 4 hours later, I'm going on and I couldn't believe what I was actually seeing. And it was like, this is an entirely new world for me. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is why we actually put this together and brought it to you in Countdown for Freedom. Own your own travel booking engine that actually allows you to save up to 70+%. I've seen prices as low as 78%. As a matter of fact, where I am right now, I am actually in Las Vegas, Nevada. I looked on here and rooms are $66 per night. $66 a night for suites, My first time coming here at one of the hotels over here, they had suites that were $18 per night. Now, is this every single night in every hotel? No, it's a live booking engine, which means that when I go there, it's liable to change. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, I have never, ever been disappointed when I've gone to look for pricing. Extra bonuses and all types of different referring travel agents, commissions that you can earn. If you just want to participate, there's a program where you can become a travel agent. Refer all the travel to Extreme and you'll earn 25% of whatever those commissions are available. And you can also do the part that we're talking about here as well. $8 trillion worth of inventory that you've got online, and that means no warehousing, no shipping, but most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to say this for the very first time, there's no selling. Now, here we go again. HB, I've seen these gimmicks where they say, get involved in networking and there's no selling. Literally, there's no selling. I'm known over the last 20+ years for telling people, if you don't want to sell products, don't get in network marketing. It is about selling. And that's true. Network marketing is about selling. But what if there was a concept that you couldn't sell anything? What if it was almost impossible to sell something? We're going to show you exactly how we've done it. When you look at Extreme Travel, here's some of the things that we've done, that they've done over 18 years, hundreds of millions of dollars of travel that's been booked. Right here is just a display of some of the awards, just to name a few that have actually been received because of the excellence in which the travel agency operates. You say, Holton, why did you go and get the travel agency as well? Because anybody can come up with a booking engine that saves people money on travel. But what happens when you've got a customer that purchases travel, needs to change the date, need to make some adjustments on their travel, or maybe simply made a mistake on the booking and used the wrong date or used the wrong month or whatever it may have been? Who are they going to turn to? You've got to have a real live travel engine. This is the backbone to our opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, what we've put together is a fresh opportunity, meaning that the opportunity is fresh, but what we did was something that was very smart. We went out there and made an acquisition of a company that already had the infrastructure already in place to support the growth that's actually going to be, in my opinion, one of the most exciting opportunities that have ever hit network marketing in my 28 years of being in the industry. Now, let's just take a little drive through here and show you a couple of these hotels. These are some of the deals. Some of the deals that you'll find are much better than this. Some of them are not as great as this. But what I can tell you is this, ladies and gentlemen, $1 saved is $1 earned. Look at this one here at Expedia, $339 per night, $178 on our booking engine. That's $161 in savings. Over here on Travelocity, $440 a night, $130 a night on our booking engine, $310 in savings. Pretty cool stuff, isn't it? Okay. So when you look at it, same hotel, same room, different prices. Here's my question. If you knew that you can stay in 5-star places for 3-star prices, would you go ahead and pay the 5-star prices or stay in 3-star hotels? Or would you stay in the 5-star places for 3-star prices? I've never met anyone yet who says, you know what, I think Motel 6 is much better, than the Four Seasons. And there's nothing wrong with Motel 6. But what if you could stay in the Four Seasons for Motel 6 prices? Same room, same quality of service, nothing diminished whatsoever, and have an award-winning travel agency backing you. Not only in hotels, here's rental cars. Look at this one here, $392 for that rental car on this side here, $221 on our site, $171 savings. We also have a program that's called Weeks. Guys, when you go to the website, I can't wait for you to get someone's booking engine. And so you can go through and watch this. I promise you, you're going to have arthritis on your thumbs just looking at all of the deals that are out there. We've got a program that's called Weeks that we put together. The Weeks is when you have 7-day full-on weeks that are already pre-designed. They're dated already, and you can choose all over the entire world. We've got that inventory there. The prices are ridiculous, okay? They're absolutely ridiculous. When I first got on the first week, I'm thinking that these were the daily prices. And when I spoke with David and he says, no, this is for the entire week, I couldn't believe it. Here's one here. This is a modest one here, $1,215 for the week, 7 days. And here you've got $712 on our site, saving you $503. This is a Punta Cana 4-star resort here. I want to go ahead and show you some real receipts here. These are what I call testimonials. Testimonials over here are different. Instead of having the faces come on and make the conversation and presentation all along, we just say, hey, listen, a couple of you guys send us your receipts, and we're going to be interchanging these every day, because during our testing period, we wanted to make sure people were having the same experience as me. I didn't want it where it's, okay, well, they set this up where every time HB goes into a hotel, it's going to be the same experience. And so we gave them out to other people and say, hey, go stay wherever you're going. Let us know what you're saving. Look over here on the left. We blocked out their names. If you look at it, $397 is what the cost of the reservation was, but they saved $848. Now, on our website, and we're going to be able to take you through a tour. I may be able to do that this Saturday. Take you through a tour so that on the website, you're not only going to see our prices, you can click a button and it's going to show you what all of the competitors, their current price is. And the cheapest price that our competitors had was $848 more expensive than what we offered. Our next one over here, $287. That's what the cost was, but they saved $532. Why do we have the savings in green? Because that's money right back in your pocket. Here's another one. Good friends of mine as well that I've had a chance to meet recently. And I can tell you, these people here, I shared this concept with them 7 minutes. And I gave them an example of what my savings were. They flew down to my house. They stayed an entire week, and they are lighting this up like a Christmas tree. They just rebooked another hotel at the Westin Galleria in Houston, Texas, and their cost was $945. They saved just under $1,000 on their book on this booking here. $1,000. What could you have done with $1,000? Ladies, let me ask you a question. What kind of outfit or what pair of shoes could you go to? Could you get? Could you stay in a hotel and have a pair of Christian Louboutins, along with that your savings actually paid for, and you can look over and say, hey, listen, here's what you were going to pay on that hotel. But because I brought this countdown for freedom travel savings, I get all of the savings and I can do what I want to do with it. Think about that, ladies. Now, here's one over here. We didn't cross out the name because this one was mine. I went over to Mexico. I had a 4.5-star resort. It was the Paradisíos. Look it up yourself. 4.5-star resort. This is in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, 1,250 square foot suite. It was ocean front, not ocean view, ocean front suite. I had a personal concierge that I text messaged them, and they set up everything that I wanted, iron the clothes, whatever it was. I didn't have to use the house phone. This came with it. All my food, all the drinks, all my tips, leave your wallet at home. And I went over there 5 days, 4 nights, $1,348. But my savings was $1,589, almost $1,600. Ladies and gentlemen, my question is this. Forget about the opportunity. Just think about how much money you can save by just having this service. As a matter of fact, one of our partners went over to Cancun, Mexico at a hotel resort, brand new, called Xcaret. And he saw this big, huge room and they had these people with these iPads, okay? And they had these iPads, and with these iPads, what they were doing was they were taking orders. And then they had these bells, and he's wondering, what are they ringing these bells for? This room had a couple hundred people in them, and the people kept coming in different stages. And he couldn't believe what he saw. They actually had a similar program with discounts just like what we have, but they were about 15% higher. And they were selling this program $15,000 just to have access to this type of system for people to go ahead and book their travel all over the world. And they ring the bell every time somebody signed up and purchased one, and they had a 40% closing ratio, ladies and gentlemen, 40%, okay? Take a look at some of the other benefits that we've got here. It's not only just that we have the travel and the hotel and rental cars, cruises. There's no discounts on flights, but we make it convenient. We don't want you to have to go anywhere else to go out and book your travel. Here's what I want you to understand. When you take a look at all of these different things here, the weeks, the homes are this. You ever seen these programs? And I remember these programs, and I couldn't afford them. I had the money at the time probably, but I'm so cheap I couldn't afford it. There were programs where you can actually pay $13,000, anywhere from $25,000, and you got access to these multi-million-dollar mansions that you still have to pay for, but you get access to them. They come with a concierge where 2 weeks out, they call you up, ask you, what is it that you want? What do you drink? What do you like to eat? Tell me all the things that you want. What laundry detergent do you normally use? And they stock the entire house. So when you get there, you got first-class service, $25,000 with other programs. It's included here. We've got it. It's all in here. Here's our vision. I'm going to share with you a little part of the vision here, okay? This one may go just maybe about 5 minutes longer than normal, but I want to share with you what the real vision is here. Our whole vision, here's what I want you to understand, is we are creating a lifestyle ecosystem, but it starts with travel. We want you to understand why it starts with travel. Most people think McDonald's made all of their money from selling burgers. The largest part of McDonald's wealth is the real estate holdings that they have, ladies and gentlemen. But they created an opportunity, making people think that the golden arches were where the big bucks were. But they created an opportunity where no one could lose. You've never seen a McDonald's say, sorry, going out of business soon. That means that the owner of that McDonald's is guaranteed to make their lease payment on the property that they can't own, but they lease from McDonald's. And this is why McDonald's is the second largest holder of real estate outside the Catholic Church. Ladies and gentlemen, here's what we're doing. I'll put the secret out there because you just got to execute. It's not about whether you know the secret. My chef always says, he says, I can give you the recipe, but if you can't whip it up the way I whip it up, it's not going to taste the same. People are saying, Holton, don't tell them what we're going to do. No, let's tell them what we're going to do. Doesn't matter. They've got to go out there and execute. And out of $8 trillion, there's enough for a lot of companies to go out there and create wealth. I don't believe that there's competition necessarily. But here's what we're doing. A lifestyle ecosystem that we'll have. And in this lifestyle ecosystem, here's what's taking place with the ecosystem, okay? Is that we're gonna have other products in there so that a person, we want them waking up every day and using this ecosystem, not only for travel, but there's so many other benefits that we're gonna be adding to this. We already have companies right now today coming to us right now saying, hey, can we put this digital product in? Can you put this digital product in? We've got wine club already. We've got gift cards, restaurant savings, worldwide tours, all of the things surrounding lifestyle. We have it in this particular portal, but most importantly, what we have is 110% low price guarantee, which means if anybody shops and find the same thing on another public facing website that we have, we'll give them the difference plus 10%. That means that you don't ever have to have egg on your face. You can go to your customer, go to your distributor and let them know, hey, I've got an opportunity, whereas the company has got our back. The company has got our back. Go to your company right now and say, hey, listen, you see this product, this nutritional supplement? If there's another company who has the same ingredients but less, will you give them a low price guarantee plus 10% of the difference? They just can't do it. They may want to, they can't do it because they've got to mark that product up 7 to 12 times in order to justify paying you a commission. We don't have that issue. Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get good. Do you boomerang? That's the question. Do you boomerang? Now, here's what boomerang means. It means that what if you gave out goodwill? If you gave out goodwill, what's supposed to happen? Goodwill's supposed to come back to you. And so boomerang is the name of one of our products that we have. We have a website that's called iGo, okay? iGo. What is it short for? I go for less. I go for less. Now, here's what happens with that website that I just shared with you that I'm getting all of my discounts on and all of these other people. We can set a customer up with a free website. It costs them nothing to onboard. It costs them nothing to maintain whatsoever. And what happens is 50% of what you save, they're able to capture 50% of those savings. They don't get the whole savings. Why? They're not a member. But if they actually get that site that costs them one dime, you don't sell it to them, you give it to them for free. And now here's what happens, 50% of the savings come to them. Well, if there's 50% of the savings come to them, what happens to the other 50%? I'll never forget, I was talking to someone and they looked at me like that. Well, where is the other 50%? And I said, that's where the good news is. That's where the opportunity is for somebody who's sitting there saying, I've been struggling in this industry called network marketing. I got customers and I'm making 5% on my customers. And I got a $200 a month income. And you know what? I love those people. Why? Because that was me. That was me. I could go out and sell a few products, but I couldn't get a group of people to come together and stay together. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to pay close attention to what I'm about to show you right now. Okay? It's different. It is absolutely different. And if you can go to sleep after seeing what I'm going to share with you tonight, sweet dreams to you. I have not been able to sleep ever since I've actually been able to put this concept together and say, we're going to take this to the marketplace. So pay attention. Here's what happened. Here's a boomerang example. 2 hotels on your left. One of them is a TSA member site. What is a TSA? Travel Savings Ambassador. That means that that's a member who's actually decided to become a part of who we are and be able to give away the boomerangs. When you get your I Go for Less or I Go site, what you're going to see is 70, in this example, 70% savings. This is a hotel that I was about to book. I took the other one that I shared with you, okay? So here was an all-inclusive resort, Cancun, Playa del Carmen, beautiful place. If you see there, each of these rooms, they've got pools. You open up your balcony and it's a pool, your own personal swimming pool. And plus there's a huge pool that goes around the entire property. And then you got the ocean out there. Drinks, food, tips, taxes, all included. Here, if you're looking at it, the retail price, the cheapest price we saw between Expedia, Travelocity, Hotwire, Hotels.com, all of those companies, $4,867. If you see right above that price right here where I've got the mouse, now on our live website, you click this little down button and that's what's going to show you all of the other hotel comparison prices. We don't want you to say, hey, listen, take our word. We're going to show you live what they're charging at the same time, okay? At the same time, 70% off. Now, a boomerang means that I've given a customer a site. They don't have any cost. They will never have to pay for anything whatsoever. But when they go to book their travel, the same thing, they're going to see 35% off had they booked it at that same time, 35% off. That means that their cost was they saved $1,699 versus $3,399, okay? Difference. What happens to the other $1,699? Here's what happens. Here are you. This is you right here. You throw out a boomerang here and you throw it to your customer. Your customer saves $1,699 right over here. They're excited. They're fired up. Guess what happens? You gave goodwill. Goodwill comes back to you in the form of a bonus. We're going to take 50% of that other $1,699 that's available, that's out there. And what we're going to do is we're going to give 50% of that to you. That means that you got a direct sales commission, $849. Why? Because your customer paid less, not more. Well, Holton, hold on for a second, bro. You may not be good at math. There's another $849 that's available. What you going to do with it? We're going to take $595 of it. We're going to double that and make it what we call BV, business volume. And we're going to run that through a uni level and we're going to pay your upline. That means the organization. That means if you want to build an organization, when they throw out boomerangs, you're going to get paid because the customer paid less, not more. What we have is an exclusive. No other company right now in the history of networking and travel have been able to convert the savings into cash. Not putting other companies down. They give points, which is great. Okay. But let me ask you a question. Take points to your mortgage company and see how many points your mortgage company is going to ask for when the bill is there. Or take Boomerang, work with us, build a customer base, and have no mortgage. That's right. That's one of the philosophies that we have with this company. I'm not getting all into it right now, but we are going to do some good. Good, G-O-O-D. Help people get out of debt. In the industry of network marketing, one of the biggest things that I've seen that has contaminated our industry is making people go out there and get this huge lifestyle to look like you have money, and then your check goes down, and then now you're worried. Why? Because you overspent. Trying to have status, buying things you don't want, that you don't need, to impress people you don't even like. We don't want you to have status. We want you to have a big, fat bank account is what we want you to have. I don't care if you don't have the latest fashions or whatever it is. This is a business where we sell fun. We sell discounts and we sell fun. And that's why so many people are so excited about what it is that we're doing. So now, you understand boomerang? Can you boomerang? Yes, you can. Watch this. Give you an example of a customer acquisition model. Let's take this model here and let's just say that you're the type of person who was like me, couldn't build a group, but you can go out there and get customers. Let's say you went out there and you got 10 customers on Boomerang. Now, remember, you set the customer up. In this example, we're going to assume that the customer only takes a vacation or travel one time per year. And when they do, they're going to save an average of $600. That means only $600 for the year based off of one travel experience. That's $6,000 in total savings that you've actually given out. That's goodwill. 50% of that comes back to you. What you've just done is you got a $3,000 commission. Why? Because your customers paid $6,000 less than what they would have paid going anywhere else. Incredible. But what if you did a little bit more? What if you got 100 customers? That's 30,000. What if you were a big builder and you wanted to go out there and say, hey, I'm gonna take 18 months and get 1,000 customers? And what you did is you just put yourself in a position to build yourself a $300,000 per year residual income. Now, hold on for a second. I've been getting the emails and the text messages. HB, well, how do I get 1,000 boomerangs to get my 1,000 customers? Because in the package, I didn't see that many. Do you think we'll set you up for failure? You think that we'll give you limited boomerangs and hang that carrot out there of 1,000 customers, knowing you couldn't get it? Trust me. We got your back. Make sure you show up at the big VIP event. We're going to blow your mind with some of the other things that we're going to do. Now, let's go to a builder model. Let's say you're a builder. I want to be conservative here as a builder. Some of you've never built the team as big, and it's okay. Don't worry about it. I'm going to share with you why not. I believe that you'll be able to build your largest team ever. Most importantly, you'll keep them. The thing I want you to understand as well is your boomerang customers, there's no reason to quit. There's nothing to buy. There's no auto ship for them, nothing coming to their house. There's nothing being billed. For what reason would they call up the company and say, hey, listen, take me off of these incredible savings. I'm saving too much money and I don't want to save anymore. The only thing, here's a company, the first company where I can look you in the eye and from my heart say nobody loses. Nobody. Why? The only thing that somebody can lose is occasionally they'll say, listen, we took a vacation, we saved $2,000 and the airline lost my luggage. But there's not one person that can look and say, hey, I lost my money. Here's a builder example. Let's just say that you put 1,000 people into your organization. I'm going to blow your mind with giving you a concept now. Here's what happens. What happens is the 1,000 people, they go out and they get 10 boomerang customers apiece. That's 10,000 boomerang customers within your organization. Now check this out. That's 10,000 trips that's been taken in your group, 10,000. You got $600 per family that's being saved. $12,600 in travel savings per day. Why? There's 27.4 trips being taken every single day in your network. You don't know who these people are. You didn't sell them a trip. That's why I say it's no selling. You didn't convince them to go to the Bahamas. You didn't convince them to go to Paris, to New York. You didn't convince them to go to Spain. You didn't convince them to go. They were going to go anyway. Here's what happens to you. The way we set the compensation plan up, about 10% of it is what you're going to get paid on the back end. Now, that means that you're going to get paid probably somewhere between 8 and 12%. Let's just say 10%. It's all based on your structure, of which I'm going to show you this Saturday how to set yourself up with the proper structure to maximize the benefits here. That's $1,260 in commission overrides that you're earning per day. That's $37,800 per month, $453,600 per year. People say, Holton, why don't you show small numbers? These are, remember, $8 trillion travel industry. We're not talking about $1 billion industry, $1 trillion industry. When you've got $1 trillion industry, you don't even need a whole slice of the pie. See, when I was a kid, I'll never forget, for Thanksgiving, I would go to my aunt's house and she'd make the pies, right? And if you look at here, this was the pie. What I do is I cut my slice of the pie kind of like that, right? She makes sweet potato pies. My Aunt Katie made in Tampa, Florida, okay? She makes the best sweet potato pies out there. And that would be my slice. Now it's got to the point when I got a little bit of money, she makes me my own pie. But back then, I didn't have any money. I would actually take the big piece of pie. Well, let me tell you something. In the travel industry, you don't need a slice that big. Here's what you do. You take your knife and you slice the pie. You take your knife, lick the residue off the knife, and that's a multi-million-dollar income. You don't even need a slice. That's how big of an industry that we're talking about. And so it's harder for me to talk about smaller numbers, even though smaller numbers work. If this was just 100 people that you built, that's $126 per day that you're earning. It's $3,700 per month that you're earning, $45,000 per year that you're earning with just 100 people on your team. Here's what I love about it. This is why we've created a concept that everybody could win. My dad is probably watching right now. I'm talking to him last night. He can do this. My son, who's never, ever, ever joined us in network marketing. We've never asked him. We've never forced him. We let him be free. He saw me talking to a good friend of mine, David Cole, and his family at my house. And he says, Dad, I can do this. And he's called me up. Dad, how do I get registered? What do I need to do? First time ever, because of the simplicity of it. Incredible. Now, more moderate example, 10,000 team builder. If you build a team of 10,000, guess what happens? Look at the math. $11,000 per day, $345,000 per month. Ladies and gentlemen, don't let your mind shut down like mine did, thinking this is too good to be true. If Travis Kalanick thought that it was too good to be true to build the fastest growing company in the world, not one of you would have ever taken an Uber. The fastest growing company in the history of the world, because he never thought it was too good to be true. The same thing with me. When I look myself in that mirror, in that bathroom, thinking everything is going right, I'm making more money than I'd ever made before, my team is making more money, something must be wrong, because I wasn't used to winning at a high level. I was used to mediocre results. I was used to being average. The next thing you know, I got into this realm of winning, and winning in an extreme environment, and it became contagious. And everybody I would talk to, they would actually adopt that same philosophy. And hopefully, if you don't stay for the travel savings, hopefully you stay for the philosophy. Hopefully you stay for the expansion of your mind that you're going to get by being around some of the sharpest people around the world who are coming to this company right now. 100,000 people that you build. Here's what happens, $115,000 per day. I'm not going to go through all the math, but let me share with you what the program is and how we get started. Right now, we're in what we call pre-launch. Let me cool this engine down a little bit, right? That radiator is running hot. Let me cool it down a little bit. We're in pre-launch right now. Hey, guys, and I want to share this with you. This is not a sales pitch. I'm not here selling. What you're seeing is inspiration and true belief that's coming through this camera right now, okay? And so here's what happens in the pre-launch. What we're doing right now is we got a fast start uni-level plan just for the enrollments, okay? It's just for the enrollments that we have right now. This plan will last about 60 days. And when we have our full compensation plan put together, that's when everything comes together, and it's going to be a binary compensation plan with a uni-level on the back. And guess what? We're never going to put it in the presentation because nobody understands binary left team, right team levels. What you do understand is this. You understand $1,260 a day, don't you? You understand $11,000 a day, don't you? You understand $115,000 a day. You understand 100,000 reps, 10 customers apiece. That's my income. What does the compensation plan matter? This is off of customers. Here's what I love about what we put together. All 100,000 people in this example, 10,000 in this one, and all 1,000 people in this example, they can quit if they wanted to. And there's no relationship between the customers who have Boomerang taking trips and the distributor who gave it to them. There's no relationship. This is where the PRIB comes in, the perpetual residual income builder. What we do is when those customers get into our database. We take on the marketing approach and we build a relationship with them. We do the data analytics using a Zappos approach that we're going to have, and artificial intelligence, understanding what their habits and what it is that they want around the world, so that we can build that ecosystem and put things in that ecosystem that they want, not what we want. For so long, I've been a part of companies that sold customers what the company wanted to create. No, we're not going to do that. We're only going to provide what the users say what we want. And what's going to happen is our company is going to do all of the marketing. You will never be able to do a presentation and put all of those services and products in a PowerPoint. You won't even be allowed to sell them. Only the company will sell to your customers. And guess what happens? You get all of the income. You go out and get the customer. That's your job. Our job is to build your residual income. It's the first ever perpetual residual income builder that's out there. Now, how do you get started? $49 is what it takes to go ahead and get yourself a position in the company, or what we call our kit, your business kit. At the business kit, we call it standby. That's the name of it. Why? Because you're now about to come aboard the fastest growing vehicle to freedom, but you're on standby right now at the $49 level. Later on Saturday, we'll share with you some options of what you can do on standby to kind of get yourself on the plane. But there's some immediate ways to get yourself on the plane right now. $49, you're going to receive one boomerang customer site, which means you don't get all of the savings. You only receive 50% of the savings. You can even send out 5 boomerangs to customers and allow those customers to save just like you're saving. Then you can also become a referral travel agent, refer travel, and get 25% of those savings. Then we've got an interactive presentation that's going to do all the presenting for you. Why? You may not want me this excited when I'm talking to your people. You may not want all of this energy, and you can use that I Decide presentation doing it for you. It's going to do it right the same time every time. I can guarantee you I've made about 40 mistakes so far. I've already seen a few of them that I've made, but the presentation does it perfectly every single time. Every single time. How do you go ahead and come aboard? You can start right now with what we call the coach class. Coach class is going to allow you to have a limited access to all of the benefits. You get hotels, flights, rental cars. You're going to receive 10 boomerangs for now. 10 boomerangs is what you're going to receive that you can go out and give out. You start off at 10% in the binary compensation plan once we go ahead and convert towards the binary. And then you're going to be able to get general release on all of the events and tickets and stuff like that we'll do. It's $250, and there's 200 business volume that comes with it. Business class, flying business class. I love business class. I was on business class on Qatar Airlines one time, and I really, really, really liked it. Here's what you get in addition. You get, in addition to coach class, you're going to get the cruises, 25 boomerangs for now. But now you receive 100% of the travel savings bonuses. Now remember, the coach, you receive 50% of those bonuses that are available. At the business class, you receive 100%, okay? 12% in the binary, you get 1 week in advance. Pre-sale notice, $500 is what it costs, 400 business volume that comes along with that. And ladies and gentlemen, then we've got first class. I was coming back from Korea when I first learned about this product, when I first heard about it. Didn't know what it was, and there was a difference. I was in first class, and right behind me, it was business class. And when I came through first class, it was a bedroom. I had my own cubicle suite. I can lay sideways in one seat and lay sideways in that thing. And there was only 4 of us, because it's only wide enough it was only 4 people that they had for first class, and we had 4 attendants, 1 attendant to each one of us. That's how we're going to treat you over here as well throughout the entire process. But the opportunity first class is going to give you some different benefits. You get all the business class plus coach, but here's what you get in addition. You get the homes that I talked about, the $25,000 package that most companies sell, you get that. The weeks, all of those discounts on weeks that I saw that I thought were daily prices, you get the marketplace, all of the other stuff that we're going to be adding to it, lifestyles, timeshares. You get 50 boomerangs for now, okay? That could increase. Then you get 100% of the travel savings. But right now, what we're doing is what we call a founders package. Join the Founders Club. The founders package is this, is that instead of giving you 15% in the binary, you're going to get 20%, and you will be grandfathered for 1 full year until our first anniversary event. And by that time, you will have hopefully have promoted yourself through the ranks and actually qualified for that 20% ranking. Now, pay close attention. Saturday, I've got something to announce for those people who actually become founders. We've got something pretty special for you. As a founder, it's $1,000. There's 800 BB that comes with that. Now, here's the thing. Be prepared, $99 for your subscription fee. You say, well, what is the subscription fee for? Here's what we can do. We can charge you a smaller amount and then make your customers pay. Or if you're going to build this and you know you're going to make money, let you pay $99 and all of your customers are free. Your customers have nothing. And I want my customers to be free. Think about this. If Facebook even costs 1 penny a year and you have to pull your credit card out, we wouldn't even know about the company. Why? Because the fact of I have to pull my credit card out to get this Facebook is most people would never have done it. That's what we want you to experience with your boomerang customers as well, is that there is no barrier of entry for them to get on and enjoy these savings, okay? So some countries will be $49.95, but be prepared, $99.95. It's amazing. Some people say, yeah, I want the world, but $99 is just too expensive. Guys, think much bigger, think much bigger. Some people are paying $15,000 for this program. Main thing is this, ladies and gentlemen, I've gone over my time. Here's what you need to do. Get started right now. Go to Countdown for Freedom, find out the person who invited you to this call, and the logins have been going on. Here's the schedule, and I'm closing out with this. Since February the 18th, ladies and gentlemen, we blitzed this thing, and we started off with an absolute bang. We started off with an absolute bang. We broke the server 3 different times. We have now made probably about 40 different adjustments to our site. That's how the team has been working around the clock to actually allow for all the growth that we're having. On the 8th, we're having a VIP liftoff party and brand reveal. That's when we will reveal the official name and logo of our company. And it's going to be at my home. Only 250 people will be invited. Please don't come without an invitation. They will stop you at the gate with guns, okay? With guns. So don't, it's not one of those type of parties. On the 9th, we lift off. There's going to be a global liftoff event all over the world, but in Houston, Texas. Make sure if you're coming, fly into Bush. Fly into Bush Intercontinental Airport. It's going to be closer to the venue. We'll give you the venue on Saturday, but don't fly into Hobby unless you want a longer ride, okay? But that's the date that we lift off. It's going to be incredible. Everybody is welcome to that, and we've got something really special to announce on Saturday for this one. On the 11th, March the 11th, systems go live officially. That means that today when you enroll, you pay your $49. You choose your package, and the pack that you get, like that first class, that $1,000 is not charged until that time, okay? Around that date on March the 11th. What happens as well on this date, March the 11th through the 18th, is Mission 10,000. And here's Mission 10,000. We're going to put 10,000 people, and I think we have to up it now. I think we have to up it. I believe right now we've got somewhere ready to go into the system with all the ones that are in and the ones trying to get in, somewhere near 4,000 applications in less than 3 days. 3 days. Mission 10,000. That means that week we're going to put 10,000 new people into the system. 10,000 new people in the system. Ladies and gentlemen, here's what I want you to do. What I want you to do is I don't want you to think long. Not a sales pitch. Get started. Why? Because every time I've tried to go think about it, I've always thought about what if it didn't work and all the elements of why it wouldn't work. Get started and start thinking about all the reasons of how you're going to make it work and who you're going to share boomerangs with and who you're going to share the opportunity with. Okay. And guess what? If it doesn't work for you, all that you can say is, I saved me some money on all of my travel. And I've been associating with some of the biggest thinkers, not only in network marketing, but in business. Each and every one of you, I don't know who you are, but I invite you and I welcome you to Countdown for Freedom. And we ask you and we invite you to join this journey and fight for freedom the way we fight for it. Freedom is not free. Somebody's got to pay the price. I decided I was going to start and open a company and do all the things that I always wanted done for me and be able to do them for other people out there in the industry. And so we love each and every one of you. We hope you really tie in with our values, tie in with who we are as a company, and we can't wait to see you on March the 8th, if you qualify, or definitely March the 9th. And so with that, ladies and gentlemen, in this travel industry, we will see you, and we're gonna have a ball on the beaches of the world. This is HB signing off. Love each and every one of you. See you next time, tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock Central Standard Time. We've got another powerhouse presentation coming for you. Have your 10 on that call. We'll see you at the top. Bye, everybody.